a walk through MATC's Cuisine Kitchen. Afterwards, we'll make sure to show you the benefits of taking care of yourself with the Skin Therapist Esthetician Program, and so much more here on this episode of MATC Now. Good afternoon, and welcome to this episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, Nick Calvache. Thanks again for being here. Joining me today is my friend Samantha Burgos, a bilingual retention coach here at MATC. We are so happy to have you here with us.
It's wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. What kind of services do retention coaches provide for students here at MATC?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. You can think of retention coaches as sort of guides on the side for our students. We really believe that if our students are well, they're going to do well in their classes. So besides offering study strategies, test prep, how to be successful in classes with time management, all those sorts of things, we also are there to partner with students to strategize for life and their well-being and how to achieve that balance of dealing with school and work and sometimes children and other responsibilities.
It's a tough balance, and wellness is definitely important.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. But nothing says wellness like a good meal. Let's check in with our field correspondent, Max Martinson, in the Cuisine Kitchen. How's it going in there?
Hey Nick, we're here at the Cuisine Dining Room at the MATC downtown campus. I heard that they have some of the best food around, so we're about to head back into the kitchen to see how it's prepared. Check back in with us in a bit.
Sure thing, Max. Can't wait to check in with you later. And now, student producer Tyvis Johnson will show us how a student can build passion between himself and his dog. And after that, we will take a look at the past to see how one instructor gives us a peek behind the curtain of her career in the hospitality program.
My name is Xavier, and my dog name is Dolly. She is very unique. She sometimes don't like to play, but she do. Whenever me or my grandma is around, she be all excited and everything sometimes, but mostly with my grandmother. That's who she really likes the most. She get all jumpy and barky and all that, all happy. And she sometimes do that with me. Sometimes she's scared of me, sometimes I don't know why. But she likes me sometimes, and I try to get her to like me even more by taking slow steps. And we only had her for a couple of months, and she's starting to like me very slowly. And the more time I spend with her, then we'll get better at that. First interacting with her, I was a bit nervous, but I was also excited too, because I lost my other dog. His name was Piccolo, rest in peace. And it was tragic, and still miss him to this day. And I was just so nervous just to get another dog. And it frightened me, but when I saw her, I was a little bit nervous, but I was also happy. And since on, she made me happy and all that. And I'm just grateful to have her. In the beginning, it was hard, because since she will want to ray or hide under stuff, because since she was really scared. But then over time, she does come over that. She starts to like us a bit, like my grandmother, especially my grandmother. And over time, she just starts to like us more. The best moments is when she actually came to me for the very first time. And she wasn't nervous or anything, because she usually be scared of me and all. But when I came home from work, she ran to me and was happy. She was happy and everything, and it really made me really happy to see that. That was one of my best moments with her. Decided to get a dog. Treat the dog full of love and kindness and all, and care, since you never know what will happen in this world. And just spend the most time you can with them. His dog will be your best friend.
The hospitality industry is at the heart of human connection, shaping how we travel, work, and relax. Hospitality instructor at MATC, Carmen Smalley, has had over 16 years of experience in hospitality all around the country. She pushes her students to turn ordinary moments into lasting impressions.
My role here at MATC is I am the lead faculty member for both the event management program and the hospitality program. The field of hospitality is just that. It's being hospitable. It's about serving others in like a tourism, hospitable way. Industries that this kind of encompasses. So a lot of people think of hotels, restaurants. This also includes, cruise ships, rental cars, airlines. I started as a hotel sales manager at a property in Wisconsin Dells, and then just kind of moved up from there to like a director of sales, some different properties. I actually got to move around a little bit, lived out in Salt Lake City, lived down in Illinois. And then from there, I was a national sales manager for the Great Wolf Lodge. So they had 9 properties across the US at the time. So I actually sold for all 9 of those properties. So yeah, my biggest motivation of teaching and helping students in hospitality is just to really see them succeed out in the industry. And just watching students take that knowledge and take those skills that they learn and stuff they learn from what else we bring into the classroom, and then see them actually using it out in the field. So I serve on several different boards. So there's the Greater Milwaukee Hotel Lodging Board that I serve on. It's made up of various general managers of properties here in Milwaukee. When I say properties, I mean hotels. And then there's a few other offshoots of other people who are involved in the hospitality industry that belong to it. There is the Wisconsin Hotel Lodging Association as well. And all organizations, we just try to be that bridge for those students to those organizations. Yeah, probably the biggest impact is, again, seeing the students succeed out in the industry. They're not just going out and working the job, they're actually, climbing the ladder, climbing the corporate ladder, like we say, or, planning some really amazing events. We try to keep in contact with our students as much as we can. We run into them, as we're out and about doing things in Milwaukee, but it's just great seeing them, succeed in the field.
Hospitality is more than a service. It's a global network that thrives on creating memorable experiences. Every detail from the way a room is prepared to the warmth of a greeting. And teachers like Carmen Smalley are what the industry is powered on.
Wow, it's so reassuring knowing there are people who are willing to help, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's hard to say otherwise. It's always important to know there will always be support for college students here at MATC.
Absolutely. And now it's time to step into the delicious cuisine kitchen with our field correspondent, Max Martinson. What's cooking, Max?
Thanks, Nick. As I mentioned earlier, we're here at the cuisine dining room at the MATC downtown campus. Now, we have moved from the dining room into the kitchen, and today I have Chef Cassidy with me. Chef, how's it going today?
Good. How are you doing, Max?
Doing very well. Thank you very much. What are some of the things that you do here for the cuisine dining room?
So here in Cuisine, we are a restaurant that's open to the public. It's a capstone course for our culinary arts students. So after they've gone through the 2-year program, they come to this kitchen, and it's open to the public, so anyone can make reservations and come dine with us here. The students learn 8 weeks here in the back of the house, learning how to prep, work on a line like a professional restaurant, and then 8 weeks in the front of house learning how to be servers.
Very cool. Well, why don't we talk about the back of the house, since that's where we're at right now. What are some of the things that you guys do here, and what are some of the appliances and the facilities that you guys use here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we use what we would call industry standard equipment. So we have 3 big 6 burners here, We have salamanders, fryers, pasta cookers, and then these line coolers. So similar to a restaurant, they're using all the equipment that they would normally encounter in a professional restaurant, but it's about double the size so that the students have place to work.
Makes sense. And now I heard you mention a salamander earlier. What can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, so this is a salamander up here. It's essentially like a broiler on your oven at home. So the heat comes from the top.
Okay.
So if I was doing like a French onion soup, I might throw it in there just to broil the cheese on
Makes
top.
sense. And I saw you have something hanging over here on the stove. What's you got cooking in the pot there?
Yeah, I have some veg stock going here today because we're going to do a butternut squash soup this week.
Makes a lot of sense. What are some of the other items that you guys currently have on your menu?
Right now we're doing a salmon dish with a grain pilaf. We'd like to do things that are similar to what the students have already encountered in the other labs, but make it a little bit more fine dining.
Very cool. Now, I saw when we walked into the kitchen, up here on the ceiling, you guys have what looks to be like cameras. Is that for you guys to review your work, or is that for something completely different?
So those are actually live feed. It goes into our dining room so that our guests can watch what the students are cooking as they're cooking it. It also feeds out into the hallway so that any passerbys to the restaurant can see what the students are up to.
Very cool. So in a way, it's a little bit like dinner and a show in that kind of sense?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense. So if somebody were to say put, onions into my dish and I didn't request for onions, I would know about it.
I would surely hope that wouldn't happen here.
I trust your guys as chefs that you guys have here. Now, where do you guys get your ingredients from to make all of these dishes?
We do try to source locally, so we work with a couple local farms. Gwen and Hill being one of them. We get a lot of our fruits and vegetables from them. And then we get eggs from Three Brothers or Prairie Gold out in Waukesha. Both of those farms, we actually took the students on a big bus this semester, and we took them out to those farms so that they could see where the food was being grown, meet the farmers. And then we also grow a lot of our own food here. We have a rooftop garden over by the T building in the downtown campus where we grow all of our own herbs, and a hydroponic tower where we grow lettuce.
Very cool. So in a way, it's also a little bit of self-sustainability here in your guys' kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I saw you guys also have what looks to be some raw fish here. I'm not a huge fan of seafood, but what do you guys have on your menu, and how do you guys come up with those menus?
Yeah, so the menus are really student-driven. So if there's a certain cuisine that the students are really into, we try to use that as influence. Also, what's in season. So sometimes the produce dictates the menu. We'll get the beets in or the squash in based off availability in the season, and then we'll write the menus based off those.
Makes sense. Now, let's say that I'm a very hungry customer and I want to get a seat at your guys' table. How would I go about doing that?
Well, we are the hottest seat in town at the moment, so we are booked through all of the fall semester.
Gotcha.
But come spring, you can make a reservation at matc.edu/cuisine.
All right, well, you heard the chef. Nick, I think I got to talk with Chef Cassidy about making a reservation here at this place. Chef, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And back to you in the studio, Nick.
Thanks, Max. I'll have to make a reservation for sure. And now student producers Anthony Mamawa and Jose Fonseca take us to the Mequon campus to show us how the students, excuse me, in the skin spa will have your skin looking healthy and glowy. But before that, in case you need some inspiration, student producer Claire Kornacki shows us two students who share some great advice while making homemade accessories.
Day in and day out, achieving not only their high academic goals, but striving to make life better for the community. While students are busy making time for friends, family, and work, when exactly do they have time for themselves? And how does one discover something that helps them unwind, relax, and reset to start the next day on the right foot?
I'm really into jewelry making, so a lot of stuff with beads and wires and just crafting, whether it be earrings or keychains or necklaces or anything like that. I don't know, I like throwing together designs and making the jewelry, whether it be with wire. It's very therapeutic to me. It helps me just kind of get lost. I can turn on a good YouTube video or something and just make it, because it's a lot of bending and just kind of hooking together, and then it honestly just helps time go by. And most of all, I like figuring out the designs. I like laying out the different beads or looking up what to make and just stuff like that. It just helps me unwind. The earrings are one of the first things I made. That's why I got into this hobby, is because I wanted longer, kind of more extravagant earrings, because my hair is kind of longer, so that's why I got into it. But that's probably my favorite one I made. Although I would say my absolute favorite is I made a bracelet for a friend that it felt really intricate, and I was really happy that it came out.
And if working with small beads isn't your style, here's an alternative.
My hobby is a little broad. It's just felt work, felt making. I typically work with like craft store felt and a lot of sewing supplies. Sometimes I'll implement aspects of like clay work into it, but usually it's just using the felt. Felt making makes me feel more relaxed. It's a nice release outside of the pretty heavy course load I have, but because of that, I don't really get a lot of time to do it, which sucks. The reason I went into felt making and like tried it out, I should say, is because my grandma was really good at like sewing and crocheting, and that's a little too hands-on for me. So I tried like the easier version. Felt making is the easier version of like sewing and crochet. And I really liked it, and I feel like it's a nice way for me and her to connect because I can still ask her about it with like the sewing aspect. She has like 5 sewing machines. So it's a nice bonding time between me and her too. My favorite piece that I've made so far was a little pudding thing. I think it's really cute. I took inspiration from a picture that I found online, so I can't take full credit for the design, but I changed aspects of it, and I like the way that I made it look more. I think it's cuter than the original.
Confused and don't know where to start? Here's some advice from these crafty crafters.
Honestly, if it piques your interest, like at all, just do it, go for it.
Just pull around and ask people around them what they're into. Maybe someone that you're close to has something that they really like doing, and it's something that you might like doing, and if not, even then you get to know them better.
As we make our way through the school year, many students still find themselves on the wait list for the skin therapist esthetician program. But why is the question? What does the program offer, and why do students seek to join it?
We do have a long wait list. Sometimes people wait a couple years, but we are working on that, and we'll fine-tune that process where it doesn't take as long. Hopefully expanding the program to be able to accommodate more students in the future. Esthetician students are exposed to a real live spa environment. So they have access to state-of-the-art equipment, sinks, massage tables, steamers, and they learn a variety of different services. They practice on each other, or in our guest services, lab courses. They are open to the public where they can experience a real live spa environment.
Students can expect to run the spa as a professional establishment. Having their own laundry room, they wash, dry, and fold laundry to ensure a clean working space. Aside from practicing daily sanitation, they also gain the skills they will need once they graduate from the program and move on to the spa world.
Well, in our industry of beauty and wellness, it's very important to exercise sanitation, and we try to just give them a real world work environment. So if they were working outside of school, they would definitely have to do their own laundry. They would definitely have to be safe and sanitary, and like washing their hands, having access to a sink and plumbing. So all of those different things are taught in the learning environment so they can implement those in the outside spa world, whether they want to become their own spa owners or suite owners or be employed at a day spa.
I would have to say the best part of coming to class on most days is being able to receive spa services, but also being able to do them on other people, being able to take clients in a spa setting. It's a nice, relaxing environment.
So why do students want to join the esthetician program, and what drives these students to succeed once they graduate?
For me, it was important to choose MATC's program because my esthetician recommended me to go here, and I kind of wanted to learn the way that she learned so that I can be as efficient as she was, even though the drive is a little bit farther. I'm kind of glad that I did choose this program.
Wow, that was some great advice. So good, in fact, I might just burst at the seams with inspiration. And now joining us in the studio to give us a little insight on wellness and taking care of yourself is course instructor Shayna Broadwell. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Can you tell us a little bit about the courses you teach here at MATC?
Sure. I am the lead faculty for both the Enhanced Yoga Instructor Program and the Integrative Health Program.
Very cool. How do you go deeper into teaching students, more than simple stretching positions?
Yeah. Our program is a 500-hour level program.
That's intense.
Yeah. And so we definitely go into a lot of the philosophy because at the end of the day, yoga is really about living as your best self.
Right, of course. What are some tools that you provide to students, and how does it help enhance or continue their learning?
Yes. I'd say one of the greatest tools that we utilize within our program is interactive teaching with other students, but as well as staff and faculty. Hands-on experience. Hands-on experience
is definitely key. What about yoga do you think provides students with a sense of well-being? I know you briefly mentioned it, so I guess perhaps expand on that.
Yes. For instance, in the mindfulness and meditation course, they learn a lot about also stress management. And obviously, we're all going to experience stress throughout our entire life. So.
Yeah.
Applicable for all time.
Right. Yeah. I guess going further into that, what are some ways to manage stress, since that's, very much, we focus a lot of things in society on the, diet, exercise, what have you, and, stress and mental health is a fairly new something that's being taken more seriously now. So what, in terms of yoga, how does that help in terms of managing stress?
Yes. One of the practices that we do in yoga called pranayama is basically breath work. And breath work is something that has been scientifically proven to help people tap more into their parasympathetic nervous system and learn how to downregulate in just a few moments.
Could you explain, you said parasympathetic
nervous
I'm not familiar with the word, pardon my ignorance.
Yes.
Could you expand on that?
Sure. In the nervous system, we have two different tracks that are in the autonomic. One is the fight and flight, and one is the rest and digest, and the parasympathetic is rest and digest.
Rest and digest,
yes.
Okay. And that, expanding on that.
Yes. So the place that you'll be when you are actually able to digest your food. So when you're not being chased by the lion, you can sit down and eat.
Oh, okay. That's a good way to explain it. You mentioned that 500 program.
Yep.
Could you tell us more about that?
Sure. Within the Yoga Alliance, they have a couple different levels. And so the initial level that you'll see a lot of times at yoga studios is a 200-hour level. You can get a 300-hour level beyond that. Our program is both of those together.
Okay.
So you can do one or the other or both together. Yes.
What are the benefits of doing a 200 versus a 300 or doing a 500? And I'm assuming it's not all at once.
Right. So our 500-hour, you can go straight through if you want. You can stop at the 200, or if somebody has a 200, they can actually come in and do the 300-hour portion of it. It's a lot more in depth. Our program is meant to help people work with people who have all sorts of needs and be able to modify the practices for them as well.
Sure. Would you say that's something that helps the MATC program stand out from others, or what would you say makes our program unique?
Yes. As far as I know, we are the only 500 straight through program in the state of Wisconsin. And there's not a ton of 300-hour level programs currently, so yeah.
Sure. So as the head of Integrative Health and Enhanced Yoga, what are some challenges that you face in those roles?
I think access to facilities for our students to practice in sometimes can be challenging. Budgetary concerns, if you will.
Of course. And if you could give any advice to those just starting yoga, what would it be?
Have patience with yourself. It's a lifelong journey.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for answering some questions of ours. And thank you again for being a guest on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it seems like Chef Rahni snuck up again to the kitchen to cook something good, huh?
Hello everyone, it is wonderful to be here with you today. For today's recipe, we are going to travel to Huancayo, Peru. In the highlands of this ancestral country, we will find papa a la huancaína. The dish became popular in the 19th century during the construction of the Central Railway in the city of Huancayo, women would bring papa a la huancaína to their husbands working on the construction. For our ingredients, I've gathered ají amarillo, boiled eggs and olives for garnish, garlic paste, evaporated milk, olive oil, crackers, potatoes, and salt and pepper to taste. Be sure to have a blender to mix in all of your ingredients. And you're gonna wanna start by boiling your potatoes until they're soft. And once they're soft, you're just gonna wanna set those aside. Ají amarillo is one of the most iconic peppers in Peruvian cuisine. This bright and yellow pepper has a nice texture, and it's often used in pastes and sauces, or it's even fresh. And it's a key element in giving Peruvian food its signature taste. Queso fresco is a nice staple in Peruvian cuisine. It's known for its mild flavor and creamy texture. And once your cheese is cut, we're just gonna sit it in a bowl and bring everything in the blender. Ooh, that was hard. So in a blender, we're going to add in our ají amarillo paste. Our garlic paste, you don't have to add garlic paste, but I'm going to in this recipe. Evaporated milk, olive oil, about 5 to 6 crackers, and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, now that everything is blended together, I'm just going to quickly cut our potatoes. You just want to make sure that the potatoes are cut somewhat thick so that it has like a nice chew to it. Okay, and you can also, for your sauce, you can adjust it if it's too thick, if you want to add milk, so-and-so. And once everything is done, we're going to garnish it with boiled eggs and olive oil as a garnish. And we're going to arrange the potatoes on top and generously pour our huancaína sauce over them. And for our finished product, I have to say that this papa a la huancaína turned out delicious. Just the right balance of creaminess and spice. You can enjoy it as a delicious appetizer. Thank you for joining us.
Rahni, that dish looks delicious and smells great. Oh, and it looks like Nick is ready for the MATC Minute. Let's hear it, Nick.
Looking for a way to relax during the week? Wellness Wednesdays, hosted by Student Life, is a weekly event dedicated to student success and empowering growth. This is every Wednesday from noon to 1 in the Oak Creek campus's main atrium. Student Life is hosting a delicious Thanksgiving meal. Stormers Giving is on November 19th from noon to 1 p.m. at the downtown campus. So take some time to enjoy a meal with your friends while making a gratitude card. The Oak Creek Student Association is hosting another Stormer Sip and Share. Enjoy a cup of coffee with our MATC student leaders on November 20th from 10 to 11 a.m. in the main atrium. Break out your styluses because the MATC Animation Club is having their very first meeting. Stop by the downtown campus on November 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. to learn and draw. For more information on dates and times and all other events happening around campus, check out matc.edu/events.
Thanks, Nick. I'll be sure to stop by some events after classes. Now let's take a run with student producer Osiris Dagry to show us a hidden workout spot here in Milwaukee.
Student producer, and this is another JMKE. McKinley Beach in Milwaukee, Wisconsin began as a natural formation in late 1800 due to a breakwater, but was officially constructed in 1989 as a pocket beach for recreation. After a series of dangerous conditions led to its closure in 2020, the beach was renovated and reopened in 2024 by adding sand and regrading the area to address safety hazards that was caused by increased water depths. McKinley Beach serves to not only provide a recreational resource along the lake, but also functions as a buffer between Lake Michigan and Lincoln Memorial Drive. Since its construction, the beach has experienced changing lake levels and site conditions. McKinley Beach is open to the public. The location makes it accessible. Even during winter, people still visit. Hello guys, this is Dagri Osiris, student producer, and this was your JMKE.
Well, it looks like there's no need to spend money on a gym membership with a park like that. Samantha, Shane, I'd like to thank both of you for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, it's been a pleasure. And of course, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for joining us for another episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, Nick Calvache, and we hope to see you next week.